Well, there's this Littlefinger. Happy Friday, June 3rd, first weekend of the month means a new battle pass. School is out for most everyone, and there is a lot to look forward to. So I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk about the store and the Blasteroid, which is this month's battle pass tank. If you're fairly new to battle passes, let me just explain real quick. You can buy the extended pass for 20 bucks. It's going to give you 20 levels plus the premium pass, which is a $5 value, and the license, which is a $3 value. And I'll explain the difference between the premium pass and the license right now. This is your battle pass screen for the month of June. Operation Arcade Arena. You get everything on the top row for free. However, if you buy the $5 premium pass or the $20 bundle, you're going to get everything on the bottom two rows. That equates to over 3,100 gold, plus the PZ38 and A, plus the Blasteroid, which we showed you. A lot of premium time, a lot of coins, and a lot of boosters. So a lot goes into this, but if you look at it just from a dollar to gold ratio, 387 gold per dollar. It's not that bad of a deal. And it gives you a reason actually to continue to play the game. But there's 60 levels here, which means you have a lot of missions that you have to complete. While we're here at level 55, I have to show you the Neo. This thing is a rock star. Look at this. Yeah, that is not a tank. That is a party boat on tracks for sure. So anyway, would love to see platoons of this out there. Eventually, I'm sure we'll be there. Here is the mission part, all right? They've separated out now personal mission with your battle pass mission with your clan mission. So what the license, which is the $3 extra, allows you to do is work on consecutive weeks. Plus, it gives you the opportunity to replace one of these if you don't like it. So, for example, let's just say you didn't have too many UK or Japanese tanks in your garage, and you didn't want to just play the same tank over and over and over again. You could hit the replace button and hope that you get something a little bit better for your garage. What I like about the ability to combine weeks here is, let's say I can jump into a medium tank and start working on this one. I can set it to encounter battle and be working on this one, and it's going to be helping me with this one. And if I choose one of these tanks, I'm working on 4 missions all in one go. And so it allows you to progress up and get these completed a little bit faster than I would say normally. And it allows you to do it at whether you want to do it over time or whether or not you want to get it all done as quickly as possible. Whereas the previous battle pass meant that you had to log in and complete those missions for that day, which meant that you had to basically get in every day and work on missions, which became more of a job than anything else. So that is the Blasteroid battle pass for this month. Gonna skip over this Kyler here. Well, let's just talk about it. This is the Eagle 75 TS, basically, right? With just a little bit of a different turret. It doesn't bounce anything on the side of the turrets. It's really quite a crappy tank, and 4% drop chance. I am not recommending anybody buys those crates. It's just not worth it. All right, so we've got 121B container, and we have a Chinu Kai container. I'm going to talk about those in a second, but first, we'll talk about the tanks when we get there. Let's just go through the resources first. Just don't spend gold on boosters, guys. It's a waste of your gold. Gold is best spent for premium time and on tanks. When we're looking at buying gold, however, let's make sure we get the most value gold per dollar. Like this one, yeah, you think, all right, that's 45,000 gold. That's a lot. Well, whenever I'm spending $100, I'm gonna want to get way more than 45,000 or 450 gold per dollar. So a lot of your extra money there is going into these boosters, and I understand 505x boosters is great for those of you that are newer to the game and still working up the tech tree. But I'm looking for deals over 500 gold per dollar, and I have one a little bit later in the store for you. So let's look at the tanks. All right, so we have the Vindicator and the Predator, $12 each, or in a bundle here for $20. So if we're looking at $20, and say we get our gold at 600, that's 12,000 gold. That's 6,000 gold per tank here. Not horrible for a tier 7 premium tank. You're going to get 30 days of premium, 35x boosters. But just be warned about these two tanks. Yeah, they're fun to play for a little bit, especially the Vindicator with its big old derp gun. But it is, they're not OP. They're slow, they're big. People have figured out how to pen even the front of the dozer here. So just keep that in mind. What I do like about this bundle, on top of the 30 days of premium time, is the fact that you've got your choice of camouflage. You can go with the green, you can stay with the blue, or you can go with the yellow Imperial Fists there. So I like that. You can choose your camos. I personally am stuck with the blues. But anyway, that is a problem for a different day. KV5 here for 5,500 gold. I think this tank gets a little bit of a bad rap at tier 8. It is definitely not the best premium tank, but it does have some pretty tricky armor. It can be penned by most tanks, but I enjoy the speed of this tank, and I enjoy the gun, and it really does pump out some good damage numbers. And for 5,500 gold, if you like playing heavy tanks, I think you could probably learn to play this tank pretty well. It does come with 2 collect them all containers, which give you a chance to get a little bit more out of the deal. Impressive duo here. So we've talked about this excuse me, offer before. The fact that you've got 2 tanks, very similar playstyles. If I'm buying a bundle, I'm going to get 2 different tanks. But anyway, here we are. I like the ISU better than the SU. SU has much better armor, though. But this gun is going to drive you insane. It does have an attachment. And we were just talking about $6,000 for a tier 7 each. This is $6,000 for 2. So I would definitely buy these over the Predator tanks. But there we are. E70, the E25, sorry, this is nowhere near the E75. 14 days of premium time, very small, very fast, very good concealment, camouflage rating. If you can get this tank in the right place and just start firing away, it is a wonderful tank to play, but that doesn't happen too often. You have to be aggressive in it, and it's a very unique play style. So if you're looking to, change up how you play some of your tanks, this is not a bad way to do it. $7 for a tier 7, not the greatest deal, but it is certainly a little bit of fun for a while. Somewhat is still for sale, 12,500. Too expensive. However, the tank does have great frontal armor, autoloader, and some reasonable mobility. As long as you can keep this thing pointed directly at your opponents, you should be able to bounce quite a few of their shots. But it is that long auto reload time that makes this tank a little bit more challenging to play. Still, 10,000 gold for base is just too expensive in my mind for a tier 8 tank. Talking about too expensive for a tier 5 tank, 10,000 gold for the Type 3 Chi-Nu-Kai. And that gives me the opportunity to talk about this tank, which has a 226. Yep, 226% credit coefficient. So it is profitable. I will give it that. However, for a medium tank, it is rather sluggish at 45 kilometers per hour. It only has 7 degrees of gun depression, where its Tech Tree Chi-Nu has 10 degrees. Go figure. 160 alpha, 1325 damage per minute. 1325. And let me skip over to the Angry Connor, which is also a tier 5, selling for a quarter of the price with 2,100 damage per minute. Yeah, 13 for the Chi-Nu-Kai, 2,100 for the Angry Connor. Now, this tank has a 230% credit coefficient. It is the highest in the game, I believe. However, 12 degrees forward, 12 kilometers per hour forward, 32 backwards. So yeah, you have to turn this thing all the way around, drive backwards to where you want to get to, turn back around so you can shoot, and then repeat that process to get to other locations on the battlefield, because 12 kilometers per hour is intensely slow. 7 degrees of gun depression, same alpha as the Chi-Nu-Kai, 160, but like I said, much higher damage per minute numbers. So this is just a strange, weird tank. I am not a big fan of it. I've had some good games in it, but 2,500 is certainly a much better price to me than 10,000 for the Chi-Nu-Kai, which I am not a big fan of. 121B, 15,000 gold. Yeah, that's a bit steep, but that's what we see for tier 10 tanks. My initial thought on this is, we're in a world, a meta here of heavy tanks, tank destroyers, not seeing a lot of mediums out there, and it's relatively difficult with such a low damage or alpha shot, to be on target and to whittle away the hit points from a Mouse or the E100 or the Jagdpanzer E100. The game has just changed where the mediums are not what they used to be. So do keep that in mind. However, this is a fun little tank with a nice camouflage indeed. And now for the deal, like I said, you're going to get 1,000 gold out of this deal here for $3, and you're going to be able to sell the tank there for some 750. So 583 gold for a $3 investment. 583 gold per dollar. So that's the best deal out there right now. Unless, of course, you're buying, you still got the 2x bonuses here. So $37.50 for $100. It's just not good. It's not good. But if you can turn that into, $540 for $75, that's a much better deal. So anyway, make sure you guys are opening up your containers and getting the goodies out of that. We talked about the Kyler. Now, to finish this out before it drags on too long, Chi-Nu-Kai container is $5, and it has a 20% drop chance. And if you don't get the tank, you're getting 500 gold per dollar. So not a bad little deal there. And you're certainly not spending, 10,000 gold for this tank. Not going to get the Shinobi camo, but you're going to get a profitable tank nonetheless. The 121B, not as good of a deal here. Only 8,500 for $25. So it's 340 gold per dollar. Not the greatest deal in the world. I would stay away from this container. Drop chance here is 25%. So I'd stay away from the 121B container. Potentially consider the Chi-Nu-Kai. But again, tier 5, how often are you guys there playing that tier 5? So anyway, guys, I hope you have fun out there and enjoy the weekend. Remember, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.